The Minister of Health also gave other updates on the country's COVID-19 situation as of June 15th.
From March last year to this time, 15th of June, it's around 94,619. Total tests reported. We have done 1.2 million, a little over that, tests, including the test at Kotoka International Airport. Our positivity rate, we used to have 10 sometime last year. Despite our second wave, our positivity rate is now 7.8%. Total deaths, however, is quite big, 789. Those of us who have not had our second dose yet, there is a lot of hope. We have indications that is giving us hope for the very near future. We are expecting vaccines from the US. We've got a promise from the UK to try to help us get our second dose go through very quickly. The numbers are just about what will give us the gap that we have with the second dose. The exact date that is coming, we don't know, but we anticipate this late June, early July, these things will happen. Science is now telling us, I've told you several times, that this disease continues to manifest itself against all scientific thinking. Today it is this, tomorrow it is that. That is how this virus is treating scientists on the globe. Now they are telling us that even if you don't get it within the 8 to 12 weeks, you get even better protected if the time span between your first and second jab is a little bit expanded. So we shouldn't get too worried. If you have the first dose and you haven't got the second dose within the 12 weeks, you're still going to be protected until we give you the second dose. But that will not be longer. That will not be longer at all. So there is hope. And let me assure you that government is working in all fronts to try to find the vaccines to do the vaccinations for those who haven't had the second jab, and then start with new vaccinations for the first dose. In the instance of vaccine availability, we are not careful. Vaccine hesitancy that we thought had reduced might begin to come up again. So we need to do a lot of education in that area.
Now, the Minister of Health, Kwekwa Menu, has once again justified his decision to acquire SPUTNIK V vaccines at an overpriced value of $19. According to the minister, he had no choice but to go for the SPUTNIK V vaccines because all other avenues had failed. The Minister of Health made this known at a press briefing at the Ministry of Information.
And the supply side of the vaccines has been a little bit murky in country. When we got announcements that we're not going to get vaccines as has been scheduled from India through the COVAX window, we needed to look at how we can get vaccines to vaccinate our people, protect our people. At the time, FDA had approved only 2 vaccines, AstraZeneca and SPUTNIK. AstraZeneca had closed its borders, and there was no way any vaccine was going to be shipped from India. So the only other option to engage was the SPUTNIK. Our first effort was to try to do bilateral engagements. It yielded no significant results. We had to write to the Foreign Minister of Russia. We wrote to the Health Minister of Russia. We wrote to the Trade Minister of Russia, trying to see how best they can facilitate us to do bilateral engagements so we could buy SPUTNIK from the source. All these didn't yield any responses and no significant results, to the extent that we even invited the Deputy Ambassador of Russia for an engagement, and he couldn't facilitate our move. We therefore had no other option than to try to engage middlemen to see how best we can get the vaccines. In the process, we signed 2 agreements, one that was going to sell vaccines to us for $19, the other one was $18.5. The first one, the $19, we had a delivery schedule that will span the 3.4 million committed quantities to be delivered in 3 months to July. The first tranche was 300,000 that we issued an LC for. The LC delayed, and after its confirmation, about 3 weeks after we started the process to get the LC go, the supplier only told us that he had run out of stocks and we should give them 2 weeks. They were expecting deliveries from Russia. Later they came and said to us that they can only deliver in July. So when we delayed a little bit, they have sold their stocks. So they were selling to us at 19. I don't know how much they sold to other people, said that the stocks ran out.
Managing editor of the Insight newspaper, Kwesi Pratt, is demanding the Ministry of Health to show evidence of correspondence which necessitated the purchases of Sputnik V vaccines at a cost of $19 instead of the $10 from middlemen. We'll hear from Kwesi Pratt, but first, here's the Health Minister, Kweku Menu, justifying the government's procurement of Sputnik V vaccines despite concerns about the costs involved.
I can't be subjected to ridicule. Basic economics, right, has 2 parameters to decide on pricing: demand and supply. At the time that we signed this agreement, FDA has approved of only 2 vaccines, AstraZeneca and Sputnik. COVAX has indicated to us that all our deliveries that were going to come after the first drop will be delayed until June, July, because India has banned exports.
That means many people.
So there was nothing coming from there. The African Medicine Supply Platform, we had registered with them. The one they were allocating to us, Johnson & Johnson, had not been released, registered in Ghana, not even elsewhere in the world. And they couldn't give us nothing. The indication was until August. So we didn't have much options to swim around. We had to go for Sputnik. We invited the Deputy Ambassador of Russia to the President's office. He couldn't tell us any significant thing. I was directed to write to the Trade Minister in Russia, the Foreign Minister in Russia, all those who mattered in this issue. Our direct contact with RDIF yielded no results. So we didn't have options than to go through middlemen, when we have said right from beginning that we wouldn't use middlemen in trying to procure vaccines. There was pressure back home that the president should make efforts to procure vaccines. You should rely only on the COVAX grant that was coming. What could you have done? We sat down with them, did a lot of negotiations. We agreed on $19. We signed the agreement, right? We were supposed to do LC for the first delivery schedule. Even that, they were not going to supply the 3.4 million at a go. They gave us a schedule of 300,000, then 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, spread up to June from April. We are not very comfortable with that. Our LC delayed for some reasons. When it got to them and it was confirmed, they sent us a message that they had run out of stocks. And after I speak, they haven't been able to drop 1 single dose. What wrong have I committed? There are several other things I should have gone through. But an emergency where people are dying, the disease is spreading, and we have found an antidote to vaccinate. And the president has promised Ghanaians that will protect the nation through the vaccination. What else could I have done?
Let's now hear from the managing editor of the Insight newspaper, Kwesi Pratt, urging the health minister to provide evidence of letters written to Russian government before arriving at a decision to purchase the vaccines from middlemen.
We are lucky, okay? Ghana's president is president of ECOWAS. You understand? Communicators of government and of the ruling party tell us how great our president is in international circles. They even tell us that he's a personal friend of President Macron and so on. And yet he can't pick the phone and call Vladimir Putin and tell him that, my brother, I need help. I want your vaccine. So what is the president using all the influence that we claim he has for, if he can't call Vladimir Putin? If his counterpart, Uhuru Kenyatta, can do that, why can't he do that? Kenya is receiving Sputnik V from Russia, direct, government-to-government negotiations. Kenya is receiving it. At a price that I suspect may even be below $10.
The health minister said
so
he took he took the deputy ambassador.
There's no deputy ambassador.
I'm sure he's referring to the deputy head of mission. That he took him to the presidency. He didn't see the president, the office of the president. There was nothing the person could do for them. and that he was asked to write to the Russian Foreign Ministry or something. He did. Nothing happened. He made overtures to FDID. Nothing happened.
Let them show us the correspondence.
What else could he
Let them show us the correspondence. Because we know that there was one letter.
Yes.
We know that there was one letter.
29th of April.
Of course, 29th of April, one letter which declared Ghana's intention to buy Sputnik V. After that, there was no correspondence.
Now, a 40-year-old woman, Akia Sewa, has drowned in a galamsey pit at Bojawa in the Bekwai municipality of the Ashanti region. The incident happened on Monday, 14th June 2021, but the body was recovered from the pit on Tuesday. An uncle to the deceased, Kwabena Jimfi, told journalists that the mother of four, who was suffering from mental illness, was returning home with her father after she was sent for medication. Mr. Jimfi said on their way home, she told her father to stop the car so she could attend to nature's call. She then ran into the bush and was not seen again. He said a search was conducted for her whereabouts and was found drowned in the abandoned galamsey pit after her sandals were seen at the bank of the pit. The police has conveyed the body to the Bekwai Hospital morgue for an autopsy. The Bekwai Police Command has commenced investigations into the case. The Inspector General of Police has placed a 20,000 Ghana cedis reward for anyone who volunteer information that will lead to the arrest of the robbers who shot and killed a police officer and a 40-year-old mother of three in a bullion van robbery at the Timber Market on Monday.
The police continue to encourage the public to be on the lookout for the perpetrators of the heinous crime that occurred at Jamestown, Accra. The Inspector General of Police has announced a reward of 20,000 Ghana cedis to any person who gives credible information to police for the arrest of the perpetrators. And in this regard, we assure informants of the utmost protection of their identities.
The Inspector General of Police, James Opomboinu, has responded to critics who, among others, have called for his removal and structural reformation of the police service following growing insecurity and incidents of violent crimes. The IGP indicated that what pertains in the country currently reflects a growing security challenge within the West African sub-region, and efforts are being made to address it. Before the IGP, though, here's what security analyst Adam Bona said on Metro News earlier. We'll bring you that voice later, but now let's hear from the Inspector General of Police, James Opomboinu, on the call for a structural reformation of the police service.
Anybody who says that doesn't know what he's saying, you understand. Every society has its own issues, has its own crimes. Whoever says that we're out of touch with the system or with the society is not studying the topography of the West African sub-region as of now. Anybody or any security analysis worth the salt will know that the West African sub-region is currently experiencing a high wave of crime in all the countries. If you compare all the countries, there's a high wave of crime. It doesn't mean that we should fold our arms and say that we'll not do anything. We are definitely doing what we can to protect Ghanaians.
Now, former Chief of Defense Staff, Brigadier General Joseph Nunu Mensah, has predicted that Ghana will soon suffer anarchy considering the way security challenges are being handled. In an interview with Metro TV's Annie Efua Ampofo, the former Chief of Defense Staff of the Ghana Armed Forces bemoaned the manner in which unexperienced party foot soldiers have infiltrated Ghana's security installations.
I can see that we are going to be hungry. You don't need to be a magician or be a prophet. You can see it coming. But do our leaders understand that they have to sit up and think into the future, prepare for the future? No. Otherwise, so this to me is why the problem we have is serious. Because if today in Ghana, when I was growing up, and my father's house, the door was never locked. It has never locked. He never reported of any stealing in his house. Today, people are killing you to steal from you. We are getting a new Ghanaian. The new Ghanaian, you have to understand him. And I think mainly because we don't have politicians who understand the new Ghanaian. You have many young people going to school free, education free. We are okay about it with education. Nothing to do with education. And they're frustrated. So we need to sit up as a people and look at the needs of our society, the young people especially. At my age, how many more years have I got to live on this planet? But if we're a young man, 25, 30, 35, some of our prime ministers, leaders in Europe at that age, Prime Minister of Finland, I think 35 years old, Macron, the French, yes, he was 39. Today, young people are 39. They don't think about how to manage the country. They think about how to get a car and zoom around. So, what is happening in Ghana is an eye-opener. It's a wake-up call that we should wake up because we are heading towards chaos if we don't take care.
You're watching News Flash here on Metro TV. We go for a short break where we
Need a little help? Nobody does it better. At UCS Facility Management, we give you the best in janitorial services, which include high-rise window cleaning, office cleaning, post-construction cleaning, facade washing, deep cleaning, carpet cleaning, swimming pool cleaning, and event janitorial services. Locate us at Jowolu, JA Plant Pool premises, or call us on 0501-666-322 or 0203-299-212 or 0203-299-234. UCS, your property is under our care.
Blood gives life. Blood is very important. Let's donate blood to save lives. On Saturday, June 19th, 2021, Metro TV, Original TV, and Original FM humbly invite you to be part of blood donation exercise at the premises of Metro TV, close to Alisa Hotel on Dr. Isert Street at North Ridge in Accra. The exercise will start at 7 o'clock in the morning. It is in commemoration of the World Blood Donation Day. Join us Save Lives as we donate blood for the Blood Bank. This exercise is in partnership with Blue Skies, Pharma Nova, manufacturers of 3 First Serum, #1 builder of blood cells.
There's a place for people.
Thank you for staying with us. The Director of Police Public Relations, Sheila Abeye Bachman, says the public should be worried when one police officer loses his life. This, she said, is because if one police officer falls, hundreds of Ghanaians are exposed. She was responding to the question why the police appears to be more concerned when one of their own is lost in a security breach crossfire.
Respond to people's concerns or the public's concerns that the police pay attention more when their own is affected.
You should be concerned when a security officer is attacked because he or she is the person who has dedicated him or herself to be trained as the security officer and has had that special training. And if he is the first line of attack, and he's attacked and he falls, it means that you're exposed and you become more vulnerable. And so you should be concerned. And that is why we should not take these matters lightly.
Now, the Ghana Association of Bankers has assured the general public of its resolve to work with the national security apparatus to ensure safety and protection for its staff, customers, and the Ghana Police Service personnel. GAB expressed this in a release dated June 15, 2021, on the back of the recent cash-in deposit robbery, which led to the tragic loss of Lance Corporal Yumanolo Say of the National SWAT Unit.
The Ghana Association of Bankers says it is saddened by Monday's bullion van robbery incident at Jamestown in Accra that led to the deaths of a police officer and a trader. In the wake of the incident, the Inspector General of Police has served notice that the police service will withdraw escort services to substandard bullion vans if the banks do not provide armored vans by the end of June. According to the association, the incident is a tragic one that calls for serious reforms. In a statement, the association consoled the bereaved families, the police administration, and others who have in one way or the other been affected by the tragedy. The group admitted that it has had interactions with the top hierarchy of national security, the Inspector General of Police, the management of the Bank of Ghana, and third-party private security providers of banks following the increasing security incidents recorded in the sector over the past year. It says this is to protect banking staff, customers, service providers including personnel of the Ghana Police Service, cash and other facilities of banks. The association reiterated its commitment and resolve to work with the national security apparatus and take every measure to ensure the highest level of compliance with industry standards. The association, however, did not state clearly whether the June deadline given by the police would be met. In the meantime, customers have been encouraged to use the available digital banking channels offered by the industry to minimize the use of cash.
The Ministry of Fisheries and Aquacultural Development, in collaboration with the Fisheries Commission, has announced the 2021 close season for canoe, inshore and industrial fleets. Officially announcing the close season, Minister of Fisheries and Aquacultural Development, Mavis Hawa-Kumsin, disclosed that the close season will start from July 1st and is exactly 31st August 2021.
The implementation of the closed season forms part of the strategies and agreed with stakeholders to reduce excessive pressure and overexploitation of stocks in the marine subsector and to help replenish the falling marine fish stocks. It is expected that sustained implementation of closed season will enable the sector achieve the desired long-term objective of stock recovery. The closed season for the 2021 fishing season is scheduled as follows. Artisanal and semi-industrial fleet from 1st to 31st of July 2021. Industrial trawl vessels from 1st July to 31st of August 2021. The declared closed season for 2021 was based on scientific advice and in consultation with the various fisheries associations. The ministry recognizes the fact that the desired result of implementing closed seasons will be attained when other types of illegal fishing activities, such as transshipments, popularly known as cycle, the use of poisonous and toxic chemicals, dynamite, and other explosives are effectively controlled. In the light of this, the ministry, in collaboration with the law enforcement agencies like the Ghana Navy and the Ghana Marine Police, will intensify the fight against all forms of illegal fishing activities to enhance monitoring, control, and surveillance activities on marine waters. Efforts are being made to procure 4 patrol boats for the fishery sector and research vessels to provide adequate data on marine fish stocks, even as we embark on this recovery process.
Now, President of the Ave Traditional Council, Togbi Nyameko Galakpe V, has called on government and the law enforcement agencies to strictly enforce the law and arrest individuals who destroy the country's forest reserves. This, according to him, will help ensure the sustainability of the Green Ghana project. Akachi North is one of the districts in the Volta region with green forest reserves, but negative human activities is fast depleting the forest resource. With the onset of the nationwide tree planting exercise, memories of the once beautiful natural reserve has rekindled the need for elders of the municipality to join hands with relevant stakeholders to revive the forest and save it from the activities of bush burning. Otogbe Nyameko V is the president of the Ave Council of Chiefs. He asks that the nation's laws regarding forest conservation should be enforced.
So I'm calling on the government. There are laws on bushfire setting. The government should implement those laws to the letter. They should set up a committee or committees in the areas where the bushfires start, and they trace the source of the bushfires, and those people capable should be dealt with. If that is not done, this Green Ghana project that we are doing, planting trees.
According to the District Chief Executive of Akachi North, Dr. Prince Amuzu Sokode, 4,500 trees will be planted in the various electoral areas to protect the forest.
500 seedlings to be planted across the entire district. What we have done is to distribute this equitably across our 12 electoral areas through our assemblymen and chiefs so that they are able to deploy this throughout.
In all, 200,000 trees are expected to be planted. Residents, including parents and teachers in Mofrafa Adwin community, whose children over 80 risk drowning for crossing a dilapidated bridge each day, have expressed excitement about a promise to construct a new bridge for the community in record time. Municipal Chief Executive of the Nsawam Adwejui Assembly, Isaac Boabeng, says the temporary bridge will be completed in a week, while a lasting major one is completed by the end of 2021. Gabriel Ni Obodai Togbashon brings us more.
On our inspection, if you realize that we have to group it in phases. The first phase is to provide them with a temporary structure, more or less a walkway with guide rails and handrails to protect the children and the other users. From there,
this is going to be the immediate step or action you are taking. When will this be done?
Oh, God willing, in just 1 week time, we have to complete this temporary structure for them.
So, what are the timelines?
So after the temporary structure or walkway, as my engineer said, we are going to do the dredging or the setting, and then after we do the main construction. But looking at the plight of the children, we have to do something as early as possible for them to walk freely without any fear to school. The point in time, let's say within 5 months, you come and see a green light of this situation.
I'm very grateful for their coming. In fact, I'm very happy this morning because this is a good step. I know with all that they've said, very soon we'll see a change here. So MC, Chief Engineer, thank you very much. We pray that the report will come as expected, and also the necessary actions will be taken as soon as possible. We are in the rainy season, and that's our fear now. But I'm glad, I'm happy that you've come to assess the situation.
That'll be all for NEWSFLASH today. But make a date and join us at 7 p.m. as we bring you news tonight. My name is Etel Poplampo. Have a good afternoon.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.